hard and met fast by number 31 of that defense, Daryl Green, a name that I have said again and again tonight. Daryl Green making a huge tackle.
Welcome to the 24-Hour Podcast. You are now here with Daryl Green. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Today we got a one-on-one interview with athlete Jalen Levine, going into some of the things as being an athlete, you know, the mindset of an athlete, the expectations of being an athlete. How do you balance that with life? And I want to introduce him.
Yo, this Jalen Levine, you know what I'm saying, the athlete. Was good. Good with everybody.
All right, so we can get started. My first question is, what were your expectations starting the journey as a college athlete, and were those expectations met?
Well, ever since, I started playing football in high school. Like, I played, varsity as a freshman, and being in that type of class, it made me feel like this was meant for me, because I've always been playing football since I was a little kid, and one of my goals was to play varsity as a freshman. And going through my high school career, I had an okay freshman career, on varsity. My sophomore year was probably 3-4 times better than that. And then I got to the point where I felt like I had to go to a different school to meet my expectations, as far as college goes and everything. So when I did that, when things were looking up, my junior year was good, my senior year was great, but I didn't get the exposure that I would like to, because the pandemic and the dead period and everything like that. So as far as college expectations, I came out of high school with a couple of Division I offers. I was blessed to have 4 Division I offers. When the whole class of 2021 wasn't really getting recruited as they should anyway. So I felt like my college expectation, it wasn't really met as far as my dreams and my vision as a young kid, but. You just gotta keep going, and my one true goal is to make it to the NFL anyway. So as long as I exceed that goal, get to the point where I can take care of my family, then that'll just be that.
Okay, so with your freshman year and everything, going to Bryant University, being a freshman there, what was your mindset after that season going into the transfer portal?
My mindset coming into Bryant, when they was recruiting me, it's different, with different coaches and everything. But when coaches recruit, they'll fill your head up with a bunch of good things and
promises,
what the school can do for you, and this and that. And I basically I went for it. And when I got there, I had a great fall camp. I came in as a freshman. I started making noise. Everybody was the coaches, players talking up about me, talking good. And then we had a couple people that was injured and on quarantine for COVID and everything. And as those individuals started coming back, so at one point I was number 1 on the depth chart, going into fall camp. And then when those individuals started coming back, I started bumping down lower and lower. But my play never declined. My play, it kept going up. My confidence kept rising every day. I did good from the first day I got to fall camp. And I'm not gonna lie, as an athlete, and with me always being a starter, in high school, I kind of lower my confidence. And going into the season, I think I only played in one game when I was good enough to play as a true freshman. That's what I believe, and that's what a lot of people were telling me at the school at the time. But then I started to realize that the coaches at Bryant, they didn't really believe in starting or playing a freshman, or they believed in this whole seniority deal. But at that point, I didn't gain 15, 20 pounds. I was physically ready, but I didn't get the reps and practice that I needed to in order to like, get with the game plan, the defensive game plan, like, lock in to the point where, like, I could play even more. But things didn't really go as expected at Bryant. That's why I put my name in the transfer portal, because I felt like playing at Bryant wouldn't really get me to the NFL like, I really wanted to. Because, like, even in that part of the country, like, and it took me a while to realize this, that part of the country is, like, it's more basketball-oriented. Like, I realized that you could be, like, the best player in that whole part of, like, the country or, like, the state. Like, Rhode Island already a small state, but, like, you could be, like, the best football player, like, in college in the state, and, like, you wouldn't even be noticed on campus for it. Like, like, people didn't really even care too much about football in the first place up there, despite it being a Division I FCS school. So I just felt like, and I told, coming into Bryant, I told them that my main goal was to go to the NFL. Like, they kept talking to me about the NFL and, like, how they could have got me there. And then as soon as I got to Bryant, like, all the talk about the NFL started to
die down,
like, diminish almost. Like, yeah, it started to die down. Like, they didn't want to promise me something that they couldn't keep, basically. And, like, I felt those type of vibes, and I didn't want to surround myself around that at that point, like, knowing my true goals as an athlete, like, playing football anyway, so.
Okay, so with that transferring to South Carolina State, what's your mindset now?
And my mindset still hasn't changed. My mindset's still the same. Like, right now, I'm not playing because, like, I had like 2 offers going into the transfer portal. Let me take that one out. But I had 2 offers going into the transfer portal. I had an offer from Valdosta State, and I had an offer from Wofford University, Wofford College. And both of those are full scholarships. And South Carolina State actually reached out to me when I was in the transfer portal. And, they were talking about, like, offering me and finding scholarship money to offer me. But, like, South Carolina State won the MEAC last year. So there's a lot of people, like, trying to come to South Carolina State at the time. And they were telling me that they ran out of money for a scholarship. So the coach was telling me that, like, my best bet, if I really wanted to play at South Carolina State, was to just go ahead and enroll in the school and then, like, come and walk on for, like, a tryout. And at first, like, I didn't really, like, want to do that. But then, like, I believe in, like, my abilities, my work ethic, like, my confidence in myself. So, like, I'm going to always better myself, like, through any circumstance, like, regarding football. So I just came to school, like, I told myself I was going to stay in shape. I was going to, like, focus on my schoolwork. So, like, when the time comes for me to try out for the team, like, it's not going to be any type of, like, obstacles or, like, adversity or not much adversity that I have to, like, face going into that situation. Because, like, when I hit the field, like, I want to, like, hit the field running. And, like, I know that throughout the, like, last couple of, like, years, like, HBCUs, like, they made a rise, like, in this football, in this college football situation. So, and I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to be a part, like, of a winning program, a program that's going to do whatever it takes for, like, there are guys, like, that are, like, talented enough to get to the league, to, like, get them to the league. So, like, when I get to that point, like, I want to be able to take that next step.
Okay, so my last question is, how do you remain humble through everything, being recruited, playing football, being a D1 athlete? How do you balance that with everyday life?
I balance because, like from what I see and, like, from what I know now, like, I never been, like, one to brag. And, like, right now, like, I feel like I don't really have much to brag about because, like, with me being a sophomore and, like, college, and I haven't really played too many college, like, snaps, like, or the, like, ideal snaps that I wanted. Like, I don't really have too much to, like, like, boast on for myself. So, like, that just keeps me, like, driven to be able to say that, not to actually, like, say it, but, like, just to, like, have the opportunity to say it, like, if I, like, wanted to, like, because, like, with all the accolades that I've gotten in high school, like, my senior year, all the offers I've gotten, like, all that stuff doesn't really matter now. Yeah. It just matters on, like, me getting to the field, me getting on the field, and me, like, performing to the highest, like, ability possible, which is what I'm working for now. Trying to, gain at least 20 more pounds, like, before I even, like, step on the field. So, that keeps me, like, balanced. I always focus on, like, my schoolwork and, like, my academics. That way, like, I don't have to worry about like any eligibility problems or like my GPA not being high enough to like step on the field when that time comes. Because like it's going to come. Like I'm speaking into existence. Like it's going to come. And like when that time comes, I just gotta take advantage of the opportunities that I face.
Okay, well that's gonna wrap it up for today. Thank you for going in depth on all of the topics, letting me know, how everything's been, your journey as a college athlete, how you balance that. So now just leave your Instagram, leave your social media following so everybody on the page can know how to reach out to you or follow you on those social media platforms.
Oh, yes. My Facebook, Jalen Levine, Jalen Levine. My Instagram, TikTok, everything the same. Like, my name is Jalen Levine on Twitter. Like, no spaces. My Instagram and TikTok, JSOCOL, JAYSOCXLD1. Yeah, boy, y'all go on, show me some love and, just watch me turn up with this football stuff because it's going to happen. Like, it's going to happen for sure. So, just keep a lookout. I appreciate you too, Daryl, for getting in depth and talking to me about what I got going on in my career and everything.
Yeah. All right, that's gonna wrap it up for today's one-on-one interview. Again, I want you guys to like, comment, subscribe on the channel, and continue to show love. Like I said, we are a family now. We growing together. This channel is on the rise. It's growing and growing and growing. So again, thank you for watching today's episode.